Friends of our channel and YouTubers, we insist, please, try to watch the videos in sequence because the information sometimes is complementary. Answers of an Alien from Andromeda, 6th Encounter, September 30, 2010. Mythi, start talking. You asked me the other day about being able to communicate with us. Well, I'll give you a small stone, not an ordinary stone. It is molecularly programmed to act as a transceiver. With it in your hand, you could try talking to me when I'm gone. I do not know how long we still mission here. When you want to talk to me, holding the stone for some time on your hand, and, if I am available, as you say online, we can talk. An expert from my crew is doing molecular programming that small stone between us. Before I go, I'll give it to you. Really, Mythi? Will be the most important phone I've ever had in life. It will be great. I was sad thinking that we would lose the contact soon. You will not have to use it a long time. Soon your planet will have much contact with people, quite different and interesting. Question, Mythi, I'm thinking about this small stone. As engineer, I'm so curious. Everything well about the molecular programming, because we do it here in silicon that is a mineral too, but is not at all proactive. How does this thing work? Well, we have the technology to program raw materials for a long time. As I have explained above, our metal artifacts, controls, engines, everything is molecularly programmed to perform a particular function. We have no wiring in our ships, only some pipes for fluids. This transceiver uses the energy of your own body to function. Explaining, you have here on Earth quartz crystals, which have been programmed by nature to respond to stimuli. When you depress the quartz crystal on one axis, it generates a voltage at the ends of the perpendicular axis, while putting an electrical signal on electrical axis, it generates a mechanical movement in the opposite axis. This is just one example, roughly, of molecules programmed in this case by nature, providing a very specific function forever. Nothing is supernatural, everything is applied science. Question, I know, but it's not exactly what I want to know. As a programmed small rock will make a connection between us all that distance? As it works to convey? Okay, you have cell phones that connect directly to your telecom satellites, anywhere on the planet. Our little stone will also talk, but, to your natural satellite where is a relay antenna, or any spacecraft that is in your atmosphere with the bypass channel of communication connected to the nearest transport gateway. The transport gateway are not only for spacecraft or they also send signals to all connected to the system network. Each of us, living beings, have a unique signature in the universe. It's like your computer, it takes a number or code, and anyone can find it, because they are connected in the same network system. When you try connect me, the signal after reaching the nearest transport gateway is relayed to the entire network, to try to find the recipient, to deliver the connection. It is very simple. Even if the endpoint being a millions light years away, communication is almost instantaneous using the gateways. In ancient times, many millions of years ago, monoliths molecularly programmed, were across many planets with shipping routes, to serve as relays for communication, and as a point of reference for the navigation of spacecrafts, such as the lighthouses used in your oceans for centuries. We did not have a complete communication network in those old days. Question: there are these monoliths on Earth, currently in use? Yes, but are not really monoliths, because it would draw attention, and not for the original function. In all locations where there are concentrations of humans, we schedule some specific construction, with all the data collected. We program them molecularly to transmit data, read-only, like a beacon. All your cities have monuments, like obelisks and towers, and are frequently used. These data, when accessed by anyone who is researching something, count the average number of inhabitants of the region, maps, resources, coordinates, major installations, and other characteristics of that community as habits, average of intellectual level, type of government, social organizations, etc. These databases are constantly being updated. This is just a survey for research purposes, and details of the humans who inhabit the planet. Well, Mithy, it's a joke. We sent gold CDs, cards, a lot of information for the space, believing that someone would find that merely to hoodwink the common people, because governments already know of the existence of you for so long. And you know absolutely everything about us, supposedly. Yes, only a cover-up. Question: how do you see this kind of manipulation of our government? You should find us all completely meaningless. Well, as I said, you are a very diverse mix of personalities, at the moment. There are all kinds of manipulation of your society, since the feudal times. The rulers of the earth are placed in power by interest and favor, not by merit or ability to be there. We understand that most ordinary earthlings are passing at this stage of manipulation by the big economic control of the planet. In our systems, the most qualified are automatically appointed to the positions where they are ideal to meet. Our leaders are there for life philosophy, to sequence the harmonization and development of an entire race. All equipped with infrastructure necessary to fulfill their duties, without favoritism. All are happy in their jobs, because they do what they like, and do best. We do not have such a big difference between social classes, as you. When the quality of life improves in some respects, it improves for the entire race of the planet also. Never more to some and less for others. The duties of lesser responsibility are as important as those of greater responsibility, because they are in far greater numbers, and form the basis for which may be taken all major decisions. The most brilliant scientist is not more important than one that provides your food, because he would not survive without it. Our leaders, and their boards, are as respected as any inhabitant of our planet. It is always, one for all and all for one. In this new age of planet Earth, this new concept of real leadership capacity, for various public offices, will finally start, and thy people may live more harmoniously, each doing what it does best, for the good of the community as a whole, being respected and valued in their differences. Question: Mike asked, recently, very large kind of artificial anomalies were observed in the vicinity of our sun. They were there for several weeks, and nowadays, do you know anything of them? Were they natural or spacecraft of some kind? The other day, I said that Pleiadians were within the limits of your solar system by performing maneuvers. If the objects were large enough to be observed by you, surely would be their motherships. They have larger spacecrafts. The energy field of the spacecraft to withstand high temperatures without the interior is affected. When passing through the Earth atmosphere, spacecrafts are at high speeds, and do not heat or burn by friction, like meteors, because they have the energy fields activated. Anyway, You guys are going to witness many of spacecraft motion in your solar system in these coming days. Question: Mike asks, if you have other ships in the mission, on other continents, as Europe for example. If so, there would be possibility for other members of your fleet contacting Earthlings there? Mike: I cannot take such action, as it would seem that I was trying to force an early unauthorized contact with Earthlings, in general. I have no authority to do so. Even if I only suggest this to other crews, will seem a kind of manipulation. My crew is doing a blind eye to my contact with you because I am a scientist who studies behavior and an explorer. We've been together a long time in many missions, and I have this extra official connivance of my friends. What I'm doing is not totally correct, but does not involve any misconduct that may jeopardize our mission. It's only my scientific curiosity. For me personally, it was the first opportunity that came to better analyze the current context of you and your friends. For your questions, your main doubt with the current level of development. Question: how do you define the capacity of individuals for certain functions available in your society? In our society, the development of our current race, there are no people considered stupid or intelligent. Actually, there is a narrow strip of IQ. What we have is respect for the tendencies of each individual. If you enjoy learning, medicine is dedicated to this function. We have architects, biologists, engineers, sociologists, teachers, dietitians, miners, archaeologists, growers, assemblers, or any kind of trends as you have here on Earth. The big difference is that we use advanced technology to do all the functions we need. We control the weather, temperature and solar filters of our atmosphere. We maintain colonies to develop other planets, keeping the population of our planet always stable. Our 3 colonies are very nice places to live and vacation. We have many plant specimens of your and other planets adapted to our planet and our colonies. Question: if the worst should happen to the Earth, we may lose much of our flora and fauna. How do we reclaim the planet? Many species will survive without problems, and others will be introduced to balance the context. You still have many species that are harmful, and these cannot be part of a new era on the planet. Microbes, bacteria and pests will also be systematically eliminated from the planet in the 1st century of the new time. You have spreader of diseases such as cockroaches and other vermin, that will no longer function in a more clean and less polluted society. Therefore, anything that does not fit over the new concept will disappear with time. Question: well, Mithy, this month is over. In next month expecting any unusual movement of ships on the planet? You could see if something will happen by consulting your command? I'll check what I know. The command does not pass any information not relevant to our mission, but they warn us if unusual events are happening. If I have any news, not confidential, I will tell you for sure. But, reassure them that nothing will happen that could threaten the integrity of your community at this time. Wait for our next video. Thanks for watching. Join our channel. You are welcome there.